I think that this institution is like very connected to the roots of the society, so that they are like more or less like the same mechanism and the same interaction, same number of meetings, like same type of users. But we focus on poverty reduction. So we believe that the employment and the reduction of the education and employment gap is the most effective and in the long term the most crucial way to reduce poverty. When the universities or the institutions hire us, we deliver a solution that is divided in three components.
Welcome to The Growth Switch, the podcast where we dive into the strategies, struggles, and breakthroughs of bold business leaders. I'm your host, Jules Fox, growth strategist and lead content creator at Aries Media. I'm here to uncover how today's top brands are scaling, overcoming challenges, and unlocking sustainable success. Now, for those of you just tuning in, Aries Media helps grow successful brands like yours with comprehensive hands-on support for sales, business development, and performance marketing. Go ahead and drop growth into the comments if you want to learn how to do that. Now, today, we are fortunate enough to have Andres Joya Mosquera. He's the co-founder of Co-Ally. It's an AI-powered platform that has helped over 870,000 Latin Americans graduate. They've mapped their dreams, their careers, they've landed real jobs with his help. He's bringing education and opportunity through cutting-edge technology and deep social purpose. Now, some might be mistaken when they put his company Co-Ally in the job board category, but we're about to find out today on the show that it's radically different and very worthy of your attention. Andres, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I am really glad to be here.
For sure. So how did you see a market need and how did you map that out and say, I need to have a company, it needs to exist, I'm going to have Co-Ally?
Oh, so it started when I was working as a professor in one of the most important universities in Latin America, Los Angeles University. I saw like during my 8 years of experience in big data, machine learning, and AI, that are like different needs that are being automated through AI day by day. And especially in the recent days, I have seen a wave coming. That's like the AI automation of the processes. And most importantly, of the tasks that there are being done by junior professionals. So I saw that there was a need first from students and alumni from the university to get jobs, and their talent is being automated by artificial intelligence. So far, it was like 1 week ago in the New York Times, there was posted this article in where it said that like most of the tasks, around 67% of the tasks from entry-level roles are being automated. At least that's perceived by the managers. That's a need coming. So in order to like reduce that gap and generate more opportunities for jobs for people, I decided to create our company.
Yeah. You know, and I do have to say, I graduated college 25 years ago with my undergraduate, and it was a tough job market even then. You know, even before AI was automating us, you know, in my university, I was there for 4 years and I didn't learn how to actually get a job. I learned all the skills that I needed for a job, but not how to get the job. That's a really important skill that a lot of people don't get. So tell me more about that. How?
Absolutely. Like there is a disconnection. The students have the bias that the university will allow them to find the job and they will help them to find the job. The reality is that within the university, there is no unnecessary relation between the university and the job. You don't get prepared for that. And you get like outside of the university as like it's supposed to be, because you stop paying for the university after you get graduated, and you get there like by yourself, like trying to like get the most important tools to get some job opportunities. In fact, like university have a center that is called the Career Center. They do have an internal job board with like some couple of opportunities, but they are not enough for all the alumni. They have like career fairs with like, I don't know, 50 or 30 companies that are coming with a limited amount of opportunities, not only for the university, but for many. And then they have a team of like 5-6 people. In some universities, 1 or 2 people, so that like they have limited resources to coach, effectively train, and also like look for jobs for people. And you need help, and the people actually that were my students like needed help. So that's how we created this company.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is a big problem not having a job once you graduate, because not only have you missed a number of years, say 4 years to attend university, and you may be missing 4 years of job experience that other people would have already gotten. But at the same time, now most people end up with student debts, you know, and student loans that they have to pay back. So now you need the job more than ever because you're going to have to pay your loans back. So how do you help people especially these graduate unemployment, how do you help these people to train to actually get work?
So when the universities or the institutions hire us, we deliver a solution that is divided in three components. First, you have an AI career coach. His name is Danny. And Danny helps the user to tailor a career path for them in base of your career goal. If you want to be a CEO in a company in education, Danny will tailor for you day by day or year by year work opportunities to get your goal. Second, after Danny has tailored your career path, you have Isa. Isa is a career finder, a job finder. She will go to all the platforms, all the job boards, all the Indeeds, the LinkedIn's, the market, the Google Jobs, like Monster.com, the websites of the companies. And Isa will extract opportunities for you. It will rank them so that like you can save time and effort looking for job opportunities. But at the end, you also need to deliver a proficient application process, and you need to get educated on this. So there is the third agent, that's Caro, and Caro helps you out, like getting toward this application process, doing your interview, preparing your CV, like and educating yourself for this process, and also in the hard and soft skills that you need. So Caro will recommend for you MBAs at some university, short-term courses at online resources, or even YouTube videos. This is valid so that you can get like educated for your role.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that sounds a lot more comprehensive than anything. You know, it used to be maybe you would go into a career coach and you would chat with them for about 30 minutes and that was supposed to just govern your thing. And now this is a bit more, if I might say, gamified. You know, you have friends on your side who are actively helping you out with all of the things that you need to do, all of those steps that you need to take, and not just one thing, not just guide you in the right direction and say, well, that path is for you. Go for it. Enjoy. You know, this is much more comprehensive support that people actually need.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what's one of the biggest gaps that you see between what the universities are teaching and what the job market demands?
Well, that's very interesting because right now the academics of the institutions are focused on like books, right? Like math, in economics, for example, macroeconomics, microeconomics, econometry, like so on and so forth. But the real market is not demanding that knowledge. The real market is demanding, data science, prompt engineering, so on and so forth. So what I think is that the academy is generating knowledge that is made and for the academics. But in the real sector, like the companies demand like a real work experience. So there is a gap there. And in addition to that, you need to have within companies like certain soft skills that in the base of our data we are detecting, such as like relationship management, like a teamwork in terms of like different hierarchies. But in the university, you don't really see that. You just see like that teamwork like within the same level because you are with your peers, right? So in that area, there is also a gap. Lastly, in terms of hard skills, you are more and more getting asked by AI skills, right? In any position. So like in law, AI for law, in economics, AI for economics, in marketing, AI for marketing, so on and so forth. And there are some universities that have started to teaching those, but there are some others that have not. So, and that even consider that the AI tools are a barrier for the learning process of the people. And I think that we need to adapt us to that and to accept that like this is the new calculator, is the new machine for doing numbers, and we will need to use it as part of our life.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, also I feel like some people might wait until they're about to graduate to then look around and find jobs. Do you think it would be important for them to have access to Co-Ally long before then, like even a year or two into university, so that they're thinking to themselves, these are the skills that I should really be focusing on and learning throughout my university so that I am ready for a job by the end of university?
Of course, like since you are in the first year of university, actually there are like some people that leave high school and they join it and start doing some internships as well, and that's important because like each summer or during fall or during like winter, you are doing some internship with companies that delivers for you like the applied component of the knowledge that you can actually contrast to what you are learning. So that by the end of your career, like you will have like already 4 years of experience or like short 2 years of experience if you are in a short program that will be very, very valuable for you. So that's very, very important. And we especially encourage that. This is not very common in Latin America. This is more common like in the US, and even here in the US, you get some cases where you wait for doing an internship like when you have finished your career. And that's like actually a barrier for finding like meaningful jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, you do a lot of international work. You know, you work with people from the US, you work from, you know, they're calling it offshore, nearshore talent. What have you learned about scaling your company, especially like a mission-driven company like yours that's doing social justice and good for the people across the borders, across the ecosystems? What's your big takeaway from that?
So I think that the emerging economies are very similar. I have scaled my company to several countries in Latin America, Mexico, Colombia, Venezuela, Argentina, Chile, Peru, Dominican Republic, and we also have scaled in India, which have opened in India on January, and we have identified like with our experience between like different those cultures that like a university systems like, work very in a very similar way. I think that this is institution is like very connected to the roots of the society, so that they are like more or less like the same mechanism and the same interaction, same number of meetings, like same type of users. So I think that is more similar than the difference that I was expecting to have. So I think that's an important part. Of course, like you also have like to have several connections anywhere. Like in order to be entering into a B2B spectrum, you will need a warm intro or like someone that speaks for you. Like if even if it is like either developed economy or emerging economy, so I think that that's similar. So I think that is that all of the countries like they ask, what do you have here in this country when it's the first time that you're opening the market? If in order to do that, like you need to give a discount, a strong discount to some like company or university that will be like your first client, so that like, you can advance with others.
So, as a business owner who is doing good for the world, but also wanting to scale your own business, how do you find the right people to work with? How do you find the right universities? How do you find the right talent?
So definitely for the talent, like they need to be people that share like in their roots the impact vision. So people that
Mhm.
actually wanted to change the world and make it a better place. Like in fact, we focus on poverty reduction. So we believe that the employment and the reduction of the education and employment gap is the most effective and in the long term the most crucial way to reduce poverty. So I try to get to work to people that is motivated as I am in that area.
Mhm.
We also like as we are in the startup ecosystem, we need to have like discipline on the team, so that like, we try to get people like, with discipline and strong mindset to get this way going. And at the same time, most of the universities that are our clients are universities that are in the frontier of innovation. So you gotta have a culture of innovation within the university, and not being that strict to get to work with new technologies, with emerging tech, as it like with your current solution. So I think that like the current situation like worldwide with the universities and so on and so forth have pulled them toward like being more and more flexible within like new revenue sources, like new
Mhm.
tools. So I think that is like a good like a macro ecosystem for that. But definitely are the most early adopters are the ones that are more embedded towards innovation and actually generating like a new sources of revenue.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe this is a loaded question. We can cut this one if you want, but how is it working with, under today's unique circumstances where they're trying to cut DEI, they're trying to get rid of equity and inclusion, and it feels like you're trying to do the opposite. It feels like you're trying to push it forward and get more people qualified, get more people jobs, which is an absolutely noble and wonderful thing to do. So how are you currently working to make sure that that still happens in this time when it might be more difficult?
We are just trying to make the people that are part of minorities equally good for the job than the people that are not part of the minorities. So we will think that this focus on just the quality of work has putting us like in positions where we got to compete like equal from equal. And then I think that in that scenario it's very important like to be the best. That's the case. There are of course like some hallucination problems from the models in where if you say that you have hired like 1,000 people with X diversity or X like I don't know, like a phenotype, for example, like the X plus one will be the same. There
Mhm.
are something like that, and we try to control those within our modeling to try to be like the most diverse and random as possible. However, in here, the thing is like to be the best and competing like equal to equal, and trying to get the job for the skill, not for being a part of a community or the other.
Yeah, and I think abilities speak for themselves. I think, once you can look at a person as a good culture fit, and once you can look at a person as a good skill set fit for a job, the rest of the stuff shouldn't matter. I think that it should just be to where, a person who is qualified should have equal access and be able to get good work, make a living wage.
Agree. Agree. That will have to be the case, and use like this as a mechanism to improve in your quality of life. For everyone that like want to try out and put the effort on it, right?
Mhm.
Have like also people that like that they don't want like to go upwards. Like they value other things, like they value like free time, they value like the current roles. So like this is not for all, but for the ones that want, if they decide to use it, they should have the opportunity to move forward.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, if you were to try to 10x your company's growth, the impact that you're making, the social impact, but also as far as monetarily just growing your company. How would you do that over the next few years?
So for the next our impact, we will need to have more and more universities in different regions. In our case, the relationship between the university as a client and our member of the team as a person, like a one-on-one interaction, need to happen so that we can sign more and more universities. It's also the same with companies. So in order to grow 10x, we will have to start by expanding our team more, so that like we can have like more and more one-on-one interaction. That this will lead toward more closings. That will be the case. Also, maybe like increasing the ratio of number of universities and companies reached, so that like we can fill up more our calendar of the current people, and that as consequence of that we can maximize this success between the one-on-one interaction.
Yes, more people need to work with you. For all the viewers, for all the listeners to that podcast, you're going to find the links down below. Andres, where can they find you online to work with you?
So you can Google us as koalai.com. That's possible. There you can find like our social media. You can find me on my LinkedIn, Andres Felipe Joya, on LinkedIn. So we can connect over there, and yeah, we can talk definitely. We are always hiring, and yeah, happy to work with passionate people and disciplined engineers.
Yeah, Andres, thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining the podcast. It's wonderful having your unique voice on the show.
Thank you, Jules. I really appreciate your time and the opportunity for showing us like to the people and to scale it. Thank you for that.